Have you heard about the Big Buddy Pro series from Mr. Heater yet? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna tell you all about this heater that Mr. Heater launched without really telling anyone. You can see the two heaters here. They look exactly the same, but they're not. There's a couple of key differences that we're gonna go through. This one over here is the traditional Big Buddy heater that we're all used to, and the one over here is the Big Buddy Pro series. They brought one feature back that they took away for a while, and they added a new one that's never been in their heaters before. I'm really excited to talk about these two heaters. I bought both of them with my own money. This is not a sponsored or paid for video, so you're gonna get my honest, unbiased advice. Let's jump in. First, let's talk about what's the same between these heaters. They have the exact same dimensions. The same grills on them, the same grates, the sides of them, as you can tell here, on both sides. So there's no differences in the body of these heaters. The plastic material on the new one is of course new. I haven't used this out on the ice yet or camping or anything. The old one, this one is one that I've used, so you may see a little bit of wear and tear on it, but I use these things, which is good because I can tell you all about them. On the back, you will notice one thing that's different on the back, and that is there's a battery door. That's right. There's a battery door for a good reason, which we're gonna talk about because it has a fan. On the bottom, you're gonna notice very similar, but there is one new addition to the bottom of the new one. You can see here on this side right here, you've actually got a little battery door. That's because it has electric ignition inside of the Big Buddy Pro series. Both of the heaters both have a low, medium, and high setting. The low is 4,000 BTU, medium's 9,000, and the high is 18,000. So they put out the same amount of heat. They both allow for 2 propane tanks inside of the side door here. You can see I've got one propane tank in each of them. This one I don't have one in, this one I do. But then on the other side, I don't have one. This heater and in this heater, I put it on this side. It doesn't really matter which side you put it in, but they both can handle 2 1-pound propane tanks at a time hooked up inside of the heater. They both have the swivel regulator inside of both sides of them, which is really great. You can see that here. Both of them have the swivel regulator, and both of them can handle a 20-pound or bigger propane tank hooked up to them through an accessory hose that you can get. And if you don't know what hose to get, I'll go ahead and link at the end of this video and down in the description the video you need to watch, because there's really only one hose that I recommend getting with these to allow you to have no issues whatsoever with gumming these things up or needing anything else with it. So check out that video. Both of these heaters also have 3 safety features built into them. They have a low oxygen depletion sensor where it will cut off the heater. They both have a tip sensor in them where if they get tipped over, they'll shut off, and they both have a thermal shutdown. So if they get too hot, they will also shut down. And both of them are indoor, outdoor safe if you follow the manufacturer's specifications around using 1-pound propane tanks or using a larger propane cylinder outside with a hose connected to it and having the appropriate ventilation. They're both good for that. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. On the Big Buddy Pro, the first thing that you're gonna see here is this grate across the top. It is the same that's on the old Big Buddy. They used to have the fan in some of the Big Buddy heaters, and they took them out due to supply shortages, and they never put them back in. The new Pro has that same grate, but if you look at the top here on the back, you can see there's actually a red switch. That's right, it has a fan built into it. Not sure if you're gonna be able to hear this because it is an ultra quiet fan, but I'm gonna turn it on right now. I'll throw this sheet of paper in front of it so you can see the fan is actually gonna blow across the top and blow the heat out forward. Pretty awesome. So in order to make this fan work on the heater, what you have on the back that we were talking about earlier is the battery door. So you've got a door here. There's no screw to take it off. I believe in the old ones, there used to be a screw you had to take out. Well, no more. That could be a good thing because you don't need a screwdriver to take it out, but it could be a bad thing if this thing gets loose and comes off. But it's brand new. Right now, I'm hoping that isn't the case. You can always throw some tape over it. Take the battery door off, you can see it takes 4D batteries. This is the same as it did before. You can go ahead and put the battery door back on, and then your switch right here on the back is what's gonna allow you to turn it on and off. You do also have a jack here if you want to get the accessory hookup. Otherwise, there's a lot of DIY videos on, and I might even do one too to hook it up to like a battery, a USB portable pack, but you can actually get a plug here and plug it into a 6-volt power source, or they make an adapter so that way you can plug it into a battery as well to be able to use that instead of D batteries. But that's how this fan is powered in the Big Buddy Pro. This is just like the olden days. Now, the really cool thing that I'm excited about, and if you're not paying attention, you won't notice it until you get it, and you'll have to figure out what's going on. So here's the original Big Buddy, right? And the way that you light it is with a piezo igniter. What that means is we're gonna push down, go to pilot. You're gonna hear that click. We're gonna do that and boom, we can see that it is lit up down there. We can go ahead and go to low and we can see the panel light up there. We'll go to high just to show that it is on. Boom. Don't want to overheat the electronics, so we're going to go ahead and shut it off. So it's that clicking, the piezo igniter, that's what this does. Well, the Big Buddy Pro doesn't use that system anymore. It has an electric igniter built into it. So now the dial looks the same on the top, but what you do is you push down and you'll hear the click, 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 click. There's a battery in the bottom, which I'll show you in a second. Listen to this. Just like that, it's lit. Blue flame, it's on pilot. I'm gonna go ahead and move it to high so you can see we do have heat coming out. Again, for electronics use, we're gonna go ahead and shut this guy off here. That is how the electric igniter works. Absolutely awesome. Hold it down, boom, till you get that blue flame, turn it on, flick your fan on, and you got nice heat coming out to you, which is great. All right, so the way that this thing gets power is on the bottom. On the bottom of this heater, the Big Buddy Pro, you can see there's a little cylinder cap here. And if I unscrew this cap, what comes out is this guy right here. It's a battery cover, and there's a AAA that goes in it. This is a good thing and a bad thing. One, I really like not having to go and especially if you have to like bleed the line on your heater, if it's been sitting outside for a while, you swap out your propane tanks. The piezo igniter can get to be a pain going click, 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 click. This is great to be able to just hold it down and let her go. There's a few other heaters on the market that recently came out with this style of igniter, and I really appreciate it, so I'm happy to see Mr. Heater come out with it. There is a drawback though. There are workarounds to it, but the drawback is you have to have that AAA battery. You can't get this to light by itself because it doesn't have that piezo igniter in it that the old one does. If that battery is dead, you can't light it with the system itself. However, there's other things you can do. You can just take a lighter to it. You could take a spark to it. There's a lot of different ways that you could light that. So have a backup match, a lighter, something like that. Or if you're smart, just grab an extra AAA battery and throw it inside of one of these sides here, tape it in there, and that way you're always good to go, just in case you have any issues at all. But something to be aware of with the electric igniter, you gotta have that battery in there, otherwise it's not gonna light. And just due to the fact that there's different components in the Big Buddy Pro versus the original Big Buddy, there is a little bit of a weight difference. The original Big Buddy here, empty with no propane tanks inside of it, is 13.5 pounds. You get an extra half of a pound of weight added on by going to the Pro. So 14 pounds for the Big Buddy Pro. Again, no propane tanks in it or hooked up to it, nothing on it, no batteries in it. 14 pounds, 13.5 pounds for the Big Buddy. So if you're willing to give up that extra half pound, get to 14 pounds here, have the fan built back into it, also have the electric igniter, this is a pretty sweet unit. As of filming this video, I believe MSRP on the Big Buddy Pro is about $149.99. I will link down below the best places to buy it right now with the best prices. And then the original Big Buddy is between $119 and $129. So you're talking $20 to $30 more to step up into this unit. Let me know down in the comments below, do you think it's worth the extra money to go ahead and get the Big Buddy Pro? Are you gonna upgrade or are you gonna buy one of these? Or do you think saving the money and just going with the old school traditional Big Buddy heater, the trusted one that we all know and love, is the right way for you? I'd love to hear what you guys are gonna do. Myself, I'm actually gonna use both of the heaters. I like having a backup heater. I've actually got a ton of heaters, but these are really my two go-to heaters right now. I really like the Big Buddy. This is gonna be my primary unit though, because I really like the fan and I like the electric ignition. So this is the one that I would spend the extra 20, 30, 40 bucks on if it were me. But Again, drop down below, let me know what you guys think. And if you wanna see how this heater stacks up against the competition, make sure you check out this video on the screen. And if you wanna see which hose you need to use with this heater to not have any issues when you're trying to go to a bigger propane tank, check out this other video on the channel now. And until next time, take it easy.